Ebusiafo for her daily update TV so Hana Babenya training news so yes a friend in so say ndi di kana ba ndi no book kwan so na wa subscribe man say benye news bia na shi bia ubenya notification force na be sha fin sama fin so be she ama adam fana news so nya bia she ti for me go straight to amaje issue white investors I mean European investors aba bonten ki kan sem bia exotic tamaklo abayi sa expose na go abonten anya sam say that European investors aba abɔnten abɛka sɛ ɛyɛ Bawumia Akufo-Addo ɛne Nɔfɛata no ɔmo twa from because ɔmo ba na ɔmo de bɔn ne ba ɔmo sɛ saa bɔn wei deɛ ɛbɛboa sei ɛna saa white anaasɛ European investors wei ɔmo de saa ɔmo sika ɛbɛhyɛ saa bɔn no mu na ɔmo aba abɔnten keka nsɛm yi ka sɛ saa nneɛma bɔn na ɔmo de ba abɔnten nyinaa saa ɔmo boa ama kyerɛ ɔmo agu ɔmo anim asa nyinaa sɛ ama ɛyɛ Exotic Tamaklo abɔnten ɔbɛka sɛ ɛyɛ Bawumia ɛyɛ coward a ɛno na wakɔyɛ ɛyɛ big bantapa ɛnya asɛm ma waba abɔnten keka nsɛm yi mu ɔhye what I mean sɛ ɔmɛnka mo yɛnkɔtie nsɛm bi a ɛyɛ Exotic Tamaklo ba abɔnten bɛka yɛba a yɛde nkɔmmɔ twetwe no apa na wieɛ.
Official letter, how do you describe a minister, my dear, in an official letter? Please. But you see, what did the president do? He said he had no doubt that Cecilia Dapa will ultimately be vindicated. And today, that's the scorecard. And that is why Akufo-Addo and Bawumia have obtained the dubious distinction as the clearing agent of this republic. And this man says on Wednesday, he's coming to bore the people of Ghana with rhetoric, noise, as to bold solutions. Dr. Bawumia, who, let me say this, has demonstrated a coward spirit.
How do you say that the vice president, who is the head of the economic management team, while in opposition also had been touted as one of the leading economists because he's vice president to save the country's economy? So why do you say
he's a coward?
How?
You see, when your boss takes you on, and your boss says that, I read economics at the University of Ghana, but I branch essential character traits of a leader. I'll tell you this. If you go on Dr. Bawumia's webpage, Bawumia 2024, biography, family man, then he proceeds, and I'll read this. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. He chairs the Economic Management Team, this is important, which is broadly responsible for shaping government policies and guiding their implementation. Critical. He is saying this about himself. He is at the forefront of a broad, inclusive development strategy in Ghana, involving, among other things, the leveraging of digitized government transformation. He is at the what? The forefront. As chair of the economic management team, he is broadly responsible for shaping government policies. What has been the effect of government policies of which Dr. Bawumia had been at the forefront? I think that's a simple question. I mean, as we lawyers, when we go to court, at the end of the day, the judge will tell us what are the triable issues. The only issue before us today, that having led the broad policy issues and its implementation, having been at the forefront, what has been?
Well, Congress' response is that we were doing well on COVID and Russia.
What has been the scorecard? The scorecard is that today, this government or country is bankrupt. It's bankrupt to the extent that we are unable to service our public debts. That is Bawumia's record. When you put every noise, the talkatives, if you put all of them together, their scorecard is that today, this glorious country has lost credibility on the international front. Let me tell you something. Do you know that Bawumia, Ken Ofori-Atta, and Akufo-Addo went to the Eurobond market and told investors that Ghana will be producing 500,000 barrels of crude every day. And so they should buy our bonds.
Well, as a prelude to the roadshow.
Good. The roadshow.
Yeah.
Investors believed this lie and bought our bonds. Dachi bond, ESLA bonds, among other things, totaling $13 billion in the space of 6 years. Today, this government is unable to pay. That's credibility. That's reliability. That is honesty. Today, nobody trusts your government. And the one who led the implementation of policies and programs that have brought the economy on its knees says that he needs a platform to show bold solutions for the future. It looks like Bawumia had forgotten that he's still the vice president and chairman of the economic management team. We don't need future solutions.
You are saying that if there's supposed to be a new solution,
it should be now.
So that we save the economy.
You are still the vice president.
But he's the presidential candidate as well.
But you are still the vice president.
Well, that's true.
And so, if he has any policy programs or whatever, or what he calls bold solutions, this is the time to implement those bold solutions. But you know what? Just December 2023, Ghana's Cocoa Board went to the international market to borrow the usual syndicated loans. For the first time in over 30 years, right? We took cocoa syndicated loans at 8%. Under the leadership of John Dramani Mahama, we were doing Cocoa Board, syndicated loan at sometimes 1.52%. Akufo-Addo, Bawumia have today destroyed the credibility. Do you know why we paid 8%? The banks never believed us. They said we are not credit wealthy. We are a wasteful country. When they give us money, we use it for chop. And so, if we want them to give us money, then we have to pay premium. And so for the first time, we had to pay 8% on the loans, the syndicated loan. How did we get here? How did we end up, experimenting with the destiny of this beautiful country, with this bunch of corrupt, incompetent, wasteful people? How did we get here? And these same people are telling us that we should go ahead with this generational mistake by electing the very person who says that he has been at the forefront of this destruction of our economy. You see, you asked Paul Grave a very important question. How come that today pensioners who decided to live a very good life and save decided to buy government bonds? Bawumia with his boss, Akufo-Addo, took those bonds, used it for consumption, and are unable to pay. That is your scorecard. Corruption, at least the record is there. This is not Eduji. This is not Roland.
Are you referring to the Transparency GI?
Yes. Look, this is the internationally recognized Transparency International, their own scorecard, that consistently for 4 years, Akufo-Addo's best performance as president in the fight against corruption is the worst performance of John Mahama. I mean, that is extremely revealing. We have not forgotten so soon the Cecilia Dapa Gates. We are still reeling under it. And I've always maintained that immediately Cecilia Dapa's issue came, and Mr. Akufo-Addo, you remember that love letter, my dear, and the rest. You remember that letter?
The president's response. Why do you call it a love letter?
I mean, you read it. I mean, official into law, and have made law my mainstay. But you are trained in economics. So I want you to partner me so that I will use your mind to manage the economy. And so, when the NPP had their last rally in Ayaso by-election, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo on the podium said, he had been ruling this country with the beautiful mind of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Bawumia has never given an indication that he's not responsible for the economy and how it is today. No, so having led for 7 years the management of this economy and this, record, what you do as a gentleman is to man up and say, look, I am responsible for the mess, but this is how I intend working it out. But you cannot hide under the rubrics of digitalization and run away from your core responsibility of managing the economy. That is an act of cowardice. Bawumia is not man enough. And let me make this point clear. All the taxes that have been imposed by the Akufo-Addo administration have been the sole initiative of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. It is too late in the day for any attempt to extricate Bawumia from the mess that we are seeing in this economy.
Roland, you see, it's important, really, and I've stated that I've seen that there's a clear agenda from the biggest opposition party to paint the flag bearer of the new patriotic party.
Well, the question I wanted to ask, as you preface this, is it not because of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's own utterances, for which, to be truthful, as the economy was on a roller coaster prior to
abusuafo ne tie for any news abeto jo say me tie from mutisa news we hu say na air white investors for no e kan say Bawumia e coward ni ade ade so tita makro so ba bonten e be yinsem go an nya san keto ache say wa chichi nsem amamo hu say sa bonom de ba bonte say esla bond da che bon bibi bonam de ba bonten a e Akufo-Addo ene ken for atane Bawumia de ba bonten no o ma ba bonten ka say sa ni na ye ntro ama your more credibility grab for amana just investors for no any abri by European investors or many abri a cassette a year any piamano kona enya no be a big league a year grab exposed any information about to jawas native format. Therefore, major examiner near review a audio cinema and yas of Ketua for a drink number of comments that have to be more than for senior. Minds ne benya news bia na ohye bia benya notification of phone so ye the telephone nyina so by live be share